Welcome everyone to the SERL American Ethanol Series Season 2, Race 5 at Memphis International Raceway, where we have 42 drivers ready to take on the 0.75 mile D-shaped short track, which in yesterday's Trucksters race, which was held under cloudy conditions, the race that we had wasn't the race that I think that and I'm sure many fans will agree with me, expected. It was a fairly clean race with only one caution, and that was the caution at the end of the race. Matt Hotchkiss got the pole and led every single lap, thus winning the race. But the thing is, uh, he didn't have it easy. He actually almost lost the lead, or looked like that he could have been challenged for the lead a couple times by a couple of different competitors. And his biggest competitor was the 0-1 of Riley Smith, who after last week's race at Seattle, he lost the points lead, and now the new points leader is the 97 of Jonas Maps Jr. here, and he actually starts just in front of Riley Smith. But the thing is, both drivers start in the rear of the field, so I feel like that if they're going to want to at least maintain, or I'm sure the goal is they want to improve. So if they want to maintain or improve their positions, they're gonna have to move up a lot, which as we saw in yesterday's truck race, it was a fairly short race, so not a lot of time for anything. So if you start up front, I think you were in a great position, unless we see a lot of crashes, which I feel like under these conditions, sunny conditions, the track should be hot, not more hotter, hotter and slicker. So I think we could be seeing a lot of drivers uh, going sideways and trying to control the race car. But anyway, also when you look at other drivers up high in points, it's a pretty good mix of both winners and drivers that haven't won yet. In second points, you have Dale Scott. Third in points, Dean Orrin. Fifth in points, Cameron Blake. Sixth in points, Ian Saunders, the New Jersey winner. Seventh in points, Justin Tolumbus, last week's winner, who won in the last lap pass. Eighth in points is Daniel Voiles. Ninth in points is Ben Goldberg, the outside pole center. 10th in points is Randy O'Neill, who also came pretty close to winning last week's race at Seattle. But anyway, now let's get the cars rolling off. We should be getting in for a good one. Here is the starting lineup. So from first to 10th, we have Andrew Gorman, Ben Goldberg, Jacob Reed, Tony Valerio, Dean Orrin, Payne Keys, Kendall Minor, Daniel Wells, Bill Crafton, John Martin. That is your top 10, and here is the rest of the field. So, so because the green flag is literally going to come out like right now, I really don't have a lot of time to say very much here. So anyway, Andrew Gorman, Ben Goldberg come out of turn number 4 here, and we will get the green flag at Memphis. Here we go down into turn number 1. At this racetrack, there is plenty of room to go green for wide, but the thing is you have to give each other enough room. And at short tracks, there kind of is no such thing as giving each other enough room. But one driver that has a lot of room to move around is Andrew Gorman in 22. He gets out to a very early leader here, as now Jacob Reed goes in the second. Dean Orrin looks past him in third. Kendall Minor in the 70 looks past him. Dean Orrin yesterday didn't really make too much noise. I think he was like a mid-pack finisher as far as I can remember. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have very good memory on races that I just recorded, unfortunately. But anyway, Andrew Gorman here in the 22. He continues to lead. He was the points leader entering yesterday's truck race, unless I'm mistaken. And he unfortunately lost the points lead. I think to someone. Is the caution out? Are we still green? Yeah, a couple cars are here taken out. Okay, yeah, the caution's out. Ooh, Randy O'Neill had a good run last week. Ian Saunders, the New Jersey winner. And maybe a couple more. Alan Gray has some damage. And the safe for Johnny Mills, Ron Hedgehog, yeah, maybe more. So this looks like a pretty big crash. It looks like, but it looks like a couple crashes happen at the same time. So let's take a look and see how all of these crashes unfolded. This is what I was just talking about. There is plenty of room to go 3 and 4 wide. But the thing is, if you don't give each other enough room, accidents like this happen here. So we were 4 wide here between, or they were trying to go 4 wide between Jonas Maps Jr., Connor Breeden, Evan DePaula, and Club Crafton are here. And the thing is, Club Crafton and Tony, Club Crafton, and Paul and Connor Breeden here all pinched each other way too much here, and that caused it here, which this caused a slowdown here. But then all of a sudden here, things get worse here when the two of them once again hook up together here, right down into Austin Kennedy, but he gets out over here. Both Connor Breeden and Evan DePaula. Well, Connor Breeden takes a hard hit, but Evan DePaula also slammed into Connor Breeden pretty hard as well. But as you can see, the caution lights were on. But the thing is, at the same time, there was another crash going on. So let's take a look at that crash. This was the second incident. So what happened was entering turns 3 and 4, and actually 2 incidents happened at the same time. Uh, as we go on board Aiden Saunders are here, or look at Aiden Saunders from above, look at the pack in front of him consisting of Abe Troxell, Arch Hussein, and Randy O'Neill. Those are the 28, the 24, and the orange car right in front of this pack. And you can see here. So watch this accident up here. But when we look at Aiden Saunders here, it looks like Aiden Saunders. It was a combination of Aiden Saunders getting into turns 3 and 4 a little too hard here, but also Torn Dieter coming down, which caused Aiden Saunders here to go really hard into the outside wall here. And as you can see in front of them, there was another incident, like I said, with those two drivers. So if we look at those two drivers right here, what happened right here was that it looks like just like a simple like hookup right here. Actually, did Justin Thomas here cause this? No, second here. Randy O'Neill went into Abe Troxell, which then went into Arch Hossain here. Then Randy O'Neill just has nowhere to go. Justin Thomas does an amazing save as well. But right here, you can see a couple of... You can see drivers like Arch Hossain, Johnny Mills, and Cameron Garlington. I think those two drivers got involved in an incident on the front stretch. Let's take a look at that. Before I hit the play button, just look at this mess over here of like cars going for some even like 5 wire here. This was a tall tale sign that this was eventually going to lead to a third caution here. So watch Torn Deer here. It looks like Torn Deer here gets pitched right here from Johnny Mills, Ryan Casey here, which causes him to here. But then also right here, Alan Gray and Johnny Mills here hit together here, and at the same time, the 0-1 of Riley Smith hits the 43 of Garrett Sinor into the 7 of Johnny Mills here. So we just had several instances here, all within less than a lap from each other. But anyway, now let's go on board some drivers. Watch Evan DePaula just get pinched, thus resulting in him having nowhere to go. But then, as I mentioned, Randy O'Neill had such a good run at Seattle, and after that race, he was 10th in points, only 30 points behind the points leader, Jonas Maps Jr. But now, he's going to fade back to where he was before Seattle. Ryan Casey was just inches away from hitting the 28 of Arch Hussein, who after he hit the wall, spun like a top. But then, not only did he get involved in the incident with Torn Dieter, he also hit the wall. I think he hit the safer barrier in a way that we're not used to seeing a car hit the safer barrier. After showing you 3 consecutive onboard cameras featuring drivers that got involved in wrecks, let's now show you one driver that avoided everything, and a driver that we also really have not talked about very much this season, Nick Smith. After that crash, William Bedford, Abe Troxell, and Aiden Saunders are now officially out of the race, and Evan DePaula also made a pit stop, so Evan DePaula might also be out of this race as well. But anyway, I honestly don't. When you take all of the crashes we had, I don't even know how many cars were involved combined. But anyway, but anyway, I feel like that we could see things calm down, or things could just be as crazy. But but one thing is already certain: this race has already been more wild and crazy than the truck race we had yesterday. Anyway, Andrew going here leads us back to the green flag. I I said during the last green flag run that Andrew Gorman lost the points lead. I feel like that was because of a, I would say maybe a little bit of a mediocre finisher here. But anyway, here we go now. Now Payne Keys here. He now looks to take a second away from Jacob Reed and Dean Orton, who are battling for here. But here we go. Rotors here are on the inside here. I think that what makes the check interesting is that because the service is a little bit more worn out, it allows for drivers to actually get a run off the corner on the outside. Unlike other tracks where it's like the inside is like the only lane that works. But anyway, here. Oh my goodness, we have another crasher here behind them. That's gonna bring out another caution. Who was it? It looks like Lisa Gonzalez was the driver that was involved, so that's gonna bring out another caution. The caution should be out, right? Okay, yeah, the caution's out. So let's take a look and see what happened to Lisa Gonzalez. The other driver that was involved was the 33 of Daniel Boyles, who came into this race 8th in points. And right behind Daniel Boyles, we had last week's winner Justin Lopez, who barely avoided this crash here as well. But you can also see I think that's the 84 right behind Justin Talapas, the 84 of Karen Blake, who also comes in this race 5th in points as well, all in this little cluster. But anyway, here, this was a really strange crash here. Watch Lisa Gonzalez here. She just comes in here way too high and kind of takes out William Bedford. I don't know if Lisa Gonzalez was mad or if she didn't have any brakes or whatever, but to me that was a particularly very strange situation right here. But the thing is, her rough season will continue, and for Daniel Voiles, that is not what he needed. His day might also be done. Anyway, now let's take it back to the green flag. Lisa Gonzalez along with Johnny Mills, Torn Dieter, and Impala, who I guess had just too much damage from from those first set of cautions. Will all be out of the race. William Bedford the last car on the lead lap, so William Bedford's championship is going to take a beating. But anyway, now as the pace car comes down per road, Andrew Gorman here, he still leads his race, but we saw how Payne Keys was able to make a 3-wide situation to get second place. Can Payne Keys challenge Andrew Gorman? We'll just have to see it here. Andrew Gorman, he gets another pretty solid restart here, but here comes Payne Keys here in the 20 right behind him right here, and he goes to the insider here. So wow, Payne Keys here, it looks like he is possibly the man to beat today, as he is successfully going to make a pass. Oh my goodness, here, and behind them here, Dean Orr here in the 13, upside down, and many more drivers involved. Oh my goodness. Ryan Casey has damage here. Looks like Cameron Collins might have stopped. But Dean Orr here, he was running inside the top 5, I want to say. Man, that was weird. But in the meantime, here, as you just saw, Payne Keys made the move when it counted the most, and now he's the leader. We will get a restart though, so it's not in the bag yet. But let's take a look and see what happened with Dean Orton, who came into this race 3rd in points. Dean Orton was in the 5th position entering turns 3 and 4. So what happens here is that John Martin here, he slides to the third stick here a little bit, which allows Dean Orton here. He sees an opportunity to go to the bottom right here, but then it doesn't work here as John Martin tries to block here. Then Dean Orton here, as he comes from the inside wall, he goes back up, and Ben Goldberg just happens to be there, and he hits the outside wall very hard here. Kendall Maynor also gets some damage right here, and the first several drivers do a good job of him here, but then Ryan Keys here just nails him here, and he goes on his roof. Nick Smith also gets some damage. Jonas Maps Jr. gets some damage from behind. Alan Grain also got a piece of it as well. So overall, this race has not been a very kind race to drivers that are high up in points. But now let's see if we can go on board someone. I don't know where Dale Scott is on the racetrack at this point or right now, but Dean Orton was. It looked like Dean Orton was going to be the points leader because of where Jonas Maps Jr. was running, and now a good day all of a sudden had a very bad nightmare. From the grandstands. So here is where everyone stands. So everyone from John Martin to Ian Sars is out of the race. Lisa Gonzalez, Torn Deere, and Johnny Mose will all actually gain spots because they've been able to actually still stay on the racetrack after multiple stops coming down pit road. And here is the rest of the field. And now, after the restart, or the last restart, we have a new leader. It is the 20 of Peyton Keys. Peyton Keys has had some good runs this season. Like the thing is, he had an incredible run at Atlanta. But the thing is, lap traffic got in his way, and it resulted in him getting involved in a crash that's resulted in a finish that I don't think he deserved. But now he is in a great position here to win the race. Here we go. Green flag is back out here, and here comes Andrew Gorman in the 22 looking to pounce. Is he going to leave the bottom here? He is, and here comes Andrew Gorman here to the inside. Side by side for the lead. This reminds me a lot of yesterday here, where we had Matt Hotchkiss and Riley Smith here. But the caution is out here. Is the caution out? The caution is out here. The race will end. And Andrew Gorman here, who made that pass, he will win the race here. Peyton Keys, he got a good restart here, but not as good as Andrew Gorman, who went into turns 1 and 2, which is the head of steam, and Austin Kennedy looks to have gotten involved here. So does Torn Dieter. It looks like whoever got involved was towards the rear of the field. Let's just take a look and see what happened. Austin Kennedy and Charles Belding, 20th and 21st, and as you can see, Dale Scott was just in front of this right here. These two drivers here just happened to hook together, which caused Austin Kennedy, he goes in the inside wall here, and I think he comes back up and clips Charles Belding, which causes him to spin here. Then Torn Deere in the 4, he just has nowhere to go. He was already having a rough day here, but now now his day will officially be over here, along with Austin Kennedy, who just cannot seem to catch a break at all this season. He's gonna once again have another bad finish. Now, if we can't find someone to go on board, let's take you to the checkered flag. Overall, I don't think this was the day that Jonas Maps Jr. wanted to have. And even though he has received some slight damage in some crashes, he has had a lot of, it could have been a lot more worse moments. And this was one of them. Because of a pace car glitch, we can't show you the drivers going across the start finish line, so we are on the cooldown lap here, and you're gonna see the pace car glitch right about now. Yeah, that pace car glitch was actually the exact reason why we didn't have a Memphis race last season, because it kept on happening. But thankfully, if it was gonna happen, it happened under the last caution. But anyway, here is the finishing order. So here's everyone who finished. So this race overall was a polar opposite from what we had in the Domino's Pizza Trucksters race. We had a lot more crashes, and we had different leaders. Only 2 of them, but still different leaders. But now for tomorrow, the SERL drivers that'll be racing in the Hobbles Cup Series are now going to go to a totally different playground, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard, which is also a polar opposite from this racetrack. I don't really think there's that many similarities between Indianapolis and Memphis. I don't really think there really is. But anyway, so it looks like that the way things are going to be, when I look at the top 10 points, the highest finishing driver was, I believe, Ben Goldberg, but he's not going to be the points leader because he's 29 points behind Jonas Mathis Jr. He would have basically had to like win in order to be the points leader. Actually, he's not the highest finishing driver that came into this race in the top 10 points. I think that goes to yeah, it actually goes to Justin Talampas, but nevertheless, both drivers will definitely gain positions and gain a lot of points on Jonas Mathis Jr., Dale Scott, and Dean Orton, who really did not have as great days, but other drivers also did it as well. But like Riley Smith or I believe Cameron Blake also finished towards the rear if I'm not mistaken. No, he actually finished 12th, but still not the day that I think he wanted to still keep a high. Not the day he wanted the most, I want to say. But anyway, before this gets on before this goes on any much more longer, I would like to thank everyone for watching this race. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and buy. Congrats to Andrew Gorman.